Welcome to Unapologetic. Welcome to tonight's show, which is most certainly assured to be a shit show, a confused mess as it is. No fault of mine, audience. I did. Wasn't your boy? I'm always on point.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. That's part of the problem.
The whole show was no idea. Like the topic was
yes. Hold on. You see that comment down there? Dust. That's what this is gonna be tonight. Okay, listen. Just forewarning you, everybody watching, prepare for dust. Wow. Anyway, thank you for coming. Anyway, it won't be a dustathon. We don't do that here. Right. I will have you booted from the show, not blocked, Just taking down off the panel, as they call it. Yeah, I don't do dustathons. I don't. Nah.
You don't do that?
No, I see enough of them around here in the YouTube streets. It ain't my thing to get involved in it too tough. And so, like my shirt.
Troll them.
Like my shirt. Established in 1978. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a birthday.
You like mine? Hold on. How about this?
Yeah. I like that. Andre 3000. Yeah. It was a birthday gift, this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Mm-hmm. Your soon-to-be sister-in-law did it.
Oh, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Finally got a birthday gift after all these years.
Excuse you?
Because somebody, I'm not going to say anything on it, not calling any names, somebody doesn't, doesn't do anything for her big brother for the birthday. It's just,
the lies. I need that meme from Candy on the House of Real Housewives. The lies. You like with all the stuff that sent you, all the free things that hooked you up with, you wrong. You wrong.
Remember, everyone, she's an actor. So keep that in mind. She is an actor, professionally, of course.
Magilla, Gorilla. No.
Okay, Players Club.
Yes.
Chill out. It's funny.
You're wrong, man. You're wrong.
It is funny though. I'll tell you that much. Listen. All right. Hey, Lady Navoy, how you doing? All right, yeah, let's go to the sanctuary. Say hello to some folks. Let's speak to some people. Okay?
Some people.
Yeah, let's speak to some people. All right. Scam Likely. He's here. Thank you for coming. Marcus. And Lady Navoy, as always, keeping me in check, keeping me on point. Thanks for that, Lady Navoy. Appreciate it.
That's right.
Charles Washington. I hadn't seen you in the chat before. I mean, you may be new. I don't know. But thank you for coming.
What's going on?
Appreciate it, for real. Yeah. Shamaria, somebody named Shamaria is here. Thank you for coming. Jenny Morena, as always. Stephen Day. What's up, man? You came for, he says, I came for Shoo. What's up, Mandrell? Stephen. See, this is what happens. I mean, the audience is out here taking shots at me. Y'all can have me around here slapping people and everything.
Oh. God, here you go.
Hey, look, here's Queen Smiley's in there. She's laughing. She says, what did I jump into? A shit show, Queen Smiley. A show that is assured to be a shit show. A confused, an absolute confused mess. It is.
This was your idea.
The topic was, but not the operations.
Oh, Lord. It's just that short lives matter.
Yes. Who said that? And he hashtagged it too. Look at it.
I should buy him a neck for Christmas. I'm so done.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find you one. Especially
wait, where's the what have you for the Cash App and whatnot?
At the bottom of the part.
See, audience, they don't want us to get paid or nothing. When you make 8 changes, listen, I'm not gonna tell family business on the air. I'm not. Okay.
I ain't scared.
They're all family, including you.
Bone crusher, honey. I ain't never scared. How about that?
Your blood, but them other two back there behind the scenes, they're family too. So I can't tell family business, out in the street like that. No, that ain't me. Mm-hmm. But all of y'all are wrong, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Just off top of
you low down. Y'all low down. Do me like this. Anyway, you can see. If you want to contribute to Mandrell and Shoo, please look at the scroll at the bottom of the screen. That is our Cash App that comes directly to us. Mm-hmm. And the PayPal. I was with the 5100 podcast. Oh, okay, Chuck. Yeah, welcome. Nice. That's family too. 5100 podcast, they family too. Those my boys over there. Tez, that CJ100 and Tez Defy. Hey, don't look at me like that. They got those thick ass Memphis accents. You know it. You know it when you hear them talk. You're like, where you from, CJ? Oh, from Memphis. Yeah, I know. Just the way you talk, bro. You from Memphis. You notice that every state in the South, in the American Southeast, it has we all have Southern accents, right? But it's all different depending on the state you go to. Like a Texas Southern accent is different from an Arkansas accent. It's also different from a Tennessee accent. And Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, they're all different. But it's Southern at the same time. It's just weird. What's so funny? Say hello to the people in the chat.
I'm saying hello, everybody.
I saw the Stephen Day.
And thank you for joining us. Lady in the voice said you look nice in your glasses, and you sure do. Thank you for wearing them. Okay. Now rest in your masculinity, like Mark said.
And Charles Washington said, I'm just country, bro. All people from the South are just country, Charles. That's everybody. True. Bethany, how you doing?
Cap on.
Huh?
With this Alabama cap on in the picture.
Right. What's up, Bethany? How you doing? That's a good sister there. Cool people. Yeah. Anyway, we brought you here today to tell you you're broke, okay? And even for the people who think they got money, they don't know they broke yet. But the Fed doesn't know what they're doing. The reason why you see a big rise in the market now is because someone, a mystery buyer, has been buying up a bunch of government bonds out of nowhere. $2 trillion worth, as a matter of fact.
Damn, really?
Yes. First of all, no one has $1 trillion.
Right.
Yet. I'm well on my way, though.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, no one on this planet has $1 trillion yet. So who the fuck buys $2 trillion? I mean, you have to be able to print money to be able to do that, right?
Right, yeah.
Right. And be in on things with the government and have the ability to print money. I wonder who that could have been. Huh?
So you saying the government?
No, I said they're in on with the government. They're separate from the government.
Right.
A lot of people think that they're one and the same. The government, fuck it, I'll say it. The Federal Reserve. A lot of people think the Federal Reserve and the government are one and the same, or the Federal Reserve is a part of the government. No, it is its own independent entity. However, government does have some say in what they do.
And have gold to back it. Yeah, and Quincy says and have gold to back it.
And have gold back it. Yeah. You have gold to back it. He's right. Yeah. Like I said, you almost have to be able to print money to be able to buy that much. Now, here's the problem with that. Okay, you bought that many. Now they're gonna have to try to sell sell them, right?
Right.
Who the fuck's got $2 trillion to buy government bonds with?
They better holler at some of these billionaires out here. Who the fuck's
got $2 trillion to buy government bonds from? So what's gonna happen is since they can't sell them, and inflation is off the chain right now, and it's gonna get worse after November 8th. That's in 3 days, people. They're not going to need your vote anymore. So they're going to stop caring. Okay?
November 8th?
Yeah.
We only on October 5th. So you mean?
I know, after November 8th. Election day.
You said in 3 days.
No, November 8th. No, it's not 3 days. That's next month.
So you said in 3 days.
Oh, well, hey, whatever. Y'all got me confused tonight. Y'all fucked me up tonight. Y'all really did with all these changes and stuff. Hello, world class.
Ain't nobody changed nothing. All I said was you talk about what you gonna talk about, and I just wanted to talk about what I was gonna talk about within the context.
You see this, people? You see this, people?
And I just had some
unruly. You talk about what you want to talk about, and now I'm talking about what I want to talk about.
That's right. I'm a modern woman, honey. I do me. You know what I'm saying? I do me. You do you. Okay. Don't do me. All right. Do my nails. Already done. Don't worry about it.
Oh, who went to school for cosmetology?
I did.
Right. So I'm not doing nails. I'm shit at it.
So.
I mean, I trim mine. What's up? Flirt indirectly. Team Shoo. Look at him. You see this? You flirt with my sister. You come in here, don't say nothing to me. Don't say dog, cat, kiss my ass, nothing.
Lord.
Feminist alert. Thank you, Scam Likely.
Really?
I'm trying to learn all I can about the movement of money. Okay, well, here's the thing. Tonight, we're not talking about moving money. I'm going to tell you a little bit, okay, just a little bit, because this is going to be a shorter show than we usually do. I'm going to be dropping a link early and whatnot. We got a couple of videos for you to look at about how broke you niggas are, okay? Because I have not received one alert yet saying I got we got a Cash App or a PayPal. Nothing.
Right.
And
can we get to the topic of the show?
Yeah, but 1 minute. We've had several shows where we received nothing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then, but the show before us, Tuesday night, Cash Apps all the time, right? Super chats and whatnot. Then Friday show, super chats and Cash Apps all the time. You and I got nothing, but they pay everybody else on this network. What is that about?
Well, you be reading the messages, you know what I'm saying? Because you're an asshole.
That's why they pay me. Because they do it just to see me react.
To get them done. Listen, that's you right. I'm trying to go to the salon to get them done. I need a sponsor.
She needs a sponsor.
For a pimp.
Right. So World Class, while you in the chat talking shit, my sister needs a sponsor to take it so she can go to the spa and the salon or whatever. She needs a sponsor for that. World Class, while you're in there flirting indirectly.
Yeah. All right. Come on, Mandrell. Let's get to the subject.
I'm getting to the subject. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to teach you a little bit about long-term investments, particularly 401K'S and Roth IRAs. Okay. I'm going to mention a little bit about that and why they may be a good idea to do so, regardless of your age. But okay, don't you got some videos for them to watch or something?
So basically, the videos the video clips that we have are about the upcoming retirement crisis, because the average American will not be able to retire because they will not have the money or the funds to. So, admin, do you mind queuing up the first clip? This is
and before you start that, we have a Cash App, actually. Cash App from someone. Oh, Queen Smiley Rules. Thank you very much, ma'am. It is for $1.35 for Let the Show Begin. Yes, I'm not bullshit. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding about this amount. $1.35.
Come on. Yeah, because you babbling. Let's go.
Okay, I'm not babbling. I'm making perfect sense.
Admin, we ready for clip one.
Just because your feeble intellect can't comprehend what I'm saying.
You see, if we look at the retirement age of Americans, the actual retirement age is going up. And those who haven't retired, they're deciding that they're going to have to work longer too. You see, the real issue here is that people can't afford to retire. So let's drill down to the numbers. It's really important to understand the numbers behind what I'm talking about. So let's dig into the stats. See, the US average pension benefits are $23,000 a year. But there's a bit of an issue because disposable income per capita is $44,000 a year. Now, the ideal retirement income that these people want obviously matches their disposable income, which is about $44,000 to $45,000 a year. But really, when you impute from their savings, what they only get is another $9,000. So their total benefits are about $31,000 versus their needs of about $45,000. This is a huge problem. There's a 30% shortfall in their savings.
Right. So what you think about that, Mandrell?
I wasn't paying attention. What'd it say?
He's saying basically the average American has like a 30% shortfall in their savings. Well, and that's for the people who are putting away for retirement.
30% shortfall?
Mm-hmm. Let's say if you had that set up.
Which setup?
The one, admin, can you play that again? For this ADD mofo I got over here.
You see, if we look at the retirement age of Americans, the actual retirement age is going up. And those who haven't retired, they're deciding that they're going to have to work longer too. You see, the real issue here is that people can't afford to retire. So let's drill down to the numbers. It's really important to understand the numbers behind what I'm talking about. So let's dig into the stats. See, the US average pension benefits are $23,000 a year. But there's a bit of an issue because disposable income per capita is $44,000 a year. Now, the ideal retirement income that these people want obviously matches their disposable income, which is about $44,000 to $45,000 a year. But really, when you impute from their savings, what they only get is another $9,000. So their total benefits are about $31,000 versus their needs of about $45,000. This is a huge problem. There's a 30% shortfall in their savings.
Oh man,
You asshole.
I heard that. What?
I was like, really, you dip out?
I did not dip out. I was actually right here. But I didn't want anybody to see me doing this when I came back onto the screen. You know what I mean? You told me about, body position and everything like that. So working on it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So anyway, we got another cash app for $1.10 for shoes pinky toe. This is from E-Man. E-Man sent you $1.10.
I was so done with you. Just my pinky toe.
Just a pinky toe. $1. That's an expensive toe, though.
Oh
gosh. $1.10?
You know what? I ain't bougie. I appreciate it. I take it anyway. Thank you. And will go get my pinky toe done. How about it?
I gotta tell you,
it's some hood in me too.
Gotcha. I'll do it. World Class says what I missed. Here's what you missed, World Class. My sister says she needs a sponsor. Yes. He says, Mandrell, tell Shamaria I said hi. Shamaria, Noble says hi. Also, what you missed is she said she needed a sponsor because she needs to get her nails done and what else? Something else. Anyway, she needs to go to the spa and shit. So she needs a sponsor. So while you in the chat flirting with my sister.
And the rest of my toes, because E-Man just sent $1 for my pinky.
Right, there you go. Exactly. How about you hit up the Cash App and pay, or the PayPal, or both? Okay. And help my sister out and get her a day spa or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't go to spas. I just went to the first spa ever this year.
Hey, man, can you just play the next clip? Thank you.
I just went to the spa for the
I think many of you have seen this before. It's the household net worth, the average net worth of the American household. And it looks pretty good, right? They've got $24,000 in bonds, and they've got $269,000 of equities, $300,000 of real estate, savings of $107,000, pension fund assets of $264,000, and other savings and assets of about $120,000. Now that's a pretty healthy $1 million balance sheet. So what's the problem? The problem is it's massively skewed by the 1%. That 1% that we hear about versus the 99, well, they've got all the assets and all the savings.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact, actually. It is massively skewed by the 1% because they own more. The top 1% control 80% of the world's wealth. It's actually more than 80% now. And it's incredible that people put up with it.
Yeah. But I mean, the question is like, how do people prepare for retirement? The first clip, which this asswipe wasn't even paying attention to, was basically saying, okay, so if you were to look at the average American median income, it's like about 51,000. So I think it was like 51,400. And then versus how much they actually have in retirement, like whether it be a retirement savings or investments, whatever. Most of them are putting away maybe like 7 to 10%, maybe about 10%. But when you calculate the time frame that they're going to live or that they plan on living versus the money that they have left over, like once they retire, is not enough. And a part of the problem too is people are, which is a problem, but it's not a problem. It's people are living longer. Life expectancies are longer now, and like people aren't accounting for longer life expectancies.
Well, life expectancy is not longer.
And then on top, And then on top of that, because like even when you plan on, you calculate for like retirement and stuff like that, you should like you're supposed to think about what age you're trying to retire and how long do you think you're going to live after you retire, because you have to be able to live off of that money, survive off of that money. Well, the problem is a lot of people aren't accounting to or saving enough money like to live in their 90s and you know all into 100. And then on top of that, if you think about it, part of when you think about your retirement anyway, what your income is supposed to be, initially was supposed to be part of a pension, but companies don't do pensions anymore. They switched over to this whole 401K thing. It's supposed to be composed of your pension, Social Security, and like whatever your savings is, whatever you save, whatever you put away. So that's supposed to be like the income that you got to think about generating. Well, like the companies did away with the pensions. So now you got the whole 401K thing. And then like, you know, some companies, great, they offer, you know, matching, they match up to a certain percent. On average, I think most companies do up to 5%. Some may do maybe 6 or 7%, but that's a company.
There's places that do dollar. There's companies that do dollar for dollar.
Right.
There's other companies that do 3 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Every dollar you put in, they put in 3. But those are high end jobs though. They do it like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. And people who came up in my generation, I came up on I was born in the tail end of Generation X, 1978. Mm-hmm. The very tail. I'm in the last crop of it, right? So Generation X was in a funky spot to begin with the way the financial sector of the United States was looking.
Right.
Like it came. You remember how the older generation, our parents' generation, came up. You could get a job, save good money, invest a little bit, but still based off your pension and savings, you could make it, because the house you had, at most, you bought 2 houses. The one you started out with and the one that you upgrade to. That's it. You lived in that second house. That's it. Before them, it was just you bought a house. That's where you live for the rest of your life. Like our grandparents, you know. So during Generation X, that changed. The change started there. Right. Houses were no longer shelter; they were assets. You know what I'm saying? They're a commodity, more so like commodities, like a milk or sugar or something like that. People buy, like it today. People buy and sell houses all the time, and they make a living doing that. So the way, what it says, what is your cash app? Mandrell not reading off. I did read off your cash app. Emmanuel Williams. Email sent you another $1.50 for Shushu. Be thankful for and her big toe.
Did he say?
I'm helping him out here because he really did fuck this sentence up. So, I am helping him out here. Big toe? Yeah.
One's supposed to be for my pinky toe. One's supposed to be, you know what? That is too much. You know what? That's all right, E-Man. I got you. I'm subscribed.
Be thankful for it. Be thankful for it.
Guess what? I got you. I got you.
Man, what's your cash out? Because Mandrell ain't reading mine. It's so demanding, E-Man. Jesus. Calm down, brother.
I appreciate it anyway, though. I ain't bullshit, honey. I take it. That's okay. Right. That's right. Listen, like a quick commercial break. Listen, y'all make sure y'all donate to the Help a Sister, Help a Brother Out Fund. We take cash, check, credit, debit, WIC, EBT. We take what GoFundMe. We take what else for y'all newfound
Venmo.
We take Venmo. We take what else?
We don't take eCoin.
We don't take eCoin though. No. We take Dogecoin. We take what
we
else?
We don't take that either.
Ethereum.
No eCoin. No electronic coins. No Bitcoin. None of that shit. That's what I mean by eCoin. Electronic coin. Huh?
Why we can't do that?
Ain't worth shit right now. So leave it alone.
It will be, Mandrell.
It's not. It's not
this
though.
Platform right
Lou is in the chat. And he's gonna come up here and argue with me about it. I already know. But no.
He understands it better than yeah.
No. Lou, it's a loser. All this eCoin shit. It's a loser. Until the government regulates and mandates one to be worth actual currency, and people are using it as currency, but you're not. No, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a piece of paper. You want it? I'll trade you this piece of paper for those earrings, or for $10.
Dumbass.
That's basically what's going on here. It's
Right.
nothing. And people are like, you can't beat the blockchain. I'm like, yeah, all right. Anyway, we'll see. E-Man sends you another $1.50 for Mandrell reading classes.
No wig.
You know what?
He said
E-Man,
another 50 cents for what?
For Mandrell's reading classes. E-Man, you don't want to fuck that that second sentence up, man. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Anyway, like here's the thing. So people, we're not talking about short-term investment tonight. Long-term investment and investing. So I thought I'd bring up things like 401k, Roth 401K's and Roth IRAs. Roth IRAs, there's really not much to it. There's more rules to it, but it's definitely worth getting into. I think the most you can put into a Roth IRA is $6,000. You know what I'm saying? And then like
per year.
Yeah, well, in a year, the rules are funky. So that's why we're not financial advisors.
Right.
We're not offering financial advice.
Yep.
We have to say
right.
that,
We're not.
We have to say that, by the way. But anyway,
Yeah.
no, and I think the most you can put in there is you can't put in more than you actually make per annum.
Right.
That's per year for people who don't know what per annum means. Anyway, yeah, you can't put more than what you make per annum in there. If you are married and you're as a couple make more than $194,000 per year, you're pretty much exempt. You can't contribute to a Roth IRA. Yeah, but Roth IRAs are good. It's an account, basically. It's just an account. You can't do anything. It doesn't do anything by itself. So if I have a Roth IRA, and
right, yeah,
you got an account,
right.
Whoopee. But anything you can put a lot of things into it, like it's an account that you put things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, gold, silver, real estate, whatever. You put that's what you put into the Roth IRA, and it builds from there. You can contribute to it, right? And you can draw from the Roth IRA after 5 years. As long as it's been there, you ain't touched it for 5 years, you can start drawing from it. Now you can draw from your contributions, you cannot draw from the growth.
Yeah. Gotcha.
If you do,
yeah, we dropping a link.
no, the fee is gonna be a bitch.
Okay.
Now the Roth 401k is a good one. I recommend you get both if you can. For Roth 401Ks and Roth 401Ks they're different from Roth IRAs and regular traditional IRAs because 401Ks are employee sponsored usually. You know what I mean? Meaning like your employee will put you contribute X amount of dollars towards it. Your employee would match that with some number. Some places is dollar for dollar. Some places is 30 cents, 50 cents on every dollar that you contribute. But it's employee sponsored. There's a lot of good benefits to it as well.
Right. Yeah.
You know, let's see. E-Man says it's another $1.50 for okay. I will pay for the other pinky toe.
I'm crying right now.
I'm trying not to laugh, but it is funny.
Thank you, E-Man. Listen, I take it. I get both of them done. He said you don't
E-Man can say that's a
401A.
You want 401k. Hey, and that's the thing. You want 401a. I got it, E-Man. But here's the thing, brother. Jobs offer you 401k. Very few jobs, in fact, offer you a Roth 401k.
Right. Yeah.
Very few. That's. But see, E-Man is a business owner, and he's out of touch because he ain't had a real job in like forever, so he doesn't know what the world look like out here.
Yeah.
E-Man, do you offer your employees a 401a or just traditional 401k or 401 a Roth 401k? Yeah, hit the link and tell us what you offer your employees, E-Man.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, my whole thing was and one other clip because it the second clip was like basically saying what the average, I would say, like baby boomer, like the average baby boomers, if I could talk, would accumulate over time, you know what I mean, for retirement. Whereas the third clip gives more of a realistic look, because like the man in the interview was saying, most of your 1% has bought up all the assets, so there aren't really very many assets left over for everyone else.
That's right.
That
Not really.
To, your retirement. So without further ado, admin, will you play the third clip, please?
When you strip out the data for the 1% and calculate the median net worth, it's an entirely different game. The median net worth offers something that I think is terrifying and sad. The average person has $4,000 in their bonds. They have $45,000 in equities, $53,000 in real estate, which, I mean, it's extraordinary, right? That is all they have after their mortgage is $53,000 for a lifetime worth of household investment. They have savings of $18,000, pension fund assets of $44,000, and other assets of $20,000.
Right. So basically, if you go down the margin of assets that people typically have, or it's good to have, long story short, people don't have enough. The average person doesn't have enough.
And then I go into, listen, if you wonder what I'm doing, listen, shut up.
He said he didn't go into.
Please Smiley Rules sends us a cash app of $2.
Hey, Rob.
Of $2. $2 for Mandrell's right sideburn. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. We are so unappreciated.
I am crying.
It's so unappreciated. No, what is it? I told you.
I'm trying to get like E-Man. I am crying.
Trying to get like E-Man. Yeah, E-Man. Listen, E-Man out here stunting. E-Man broke. He ain't got no money. Shut up, Stephen Day. That wasn't funny. For my Queen Smiler sends us $2 for Mandrell's right sideburn.
Oh, Quincy said, and I believe he was talking about Caucasians. It's even lower for Black folks. It sure is.
It is. Now, here's the thing with the Roth. Here's the thing with the Roth 401k people. Okay.
One quick thing. We just dropped the link, so if you guys want to join in on this conversation, please click the link and join us.
Join the conversation. Click the link. All that bullshit. Listen, my boy Freezy. No captivity with Freezy showed up. Yeah, right. Okay, now. The difference between a Roth 401k, the chief difference between a Roth 401k and a traditional 401k. A regular 401k is what I'm calling a traditional 401k, okay? For context. So the traditional 401k is you put your money in, it grows, it accumulates, right? And say you gain, you grow that up to $1 million, right? Let's say you're 60, you get in your 60s or whatever, and you want to draw from that. You want to cash in and get your money out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing about that is they're going to tax the money, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you're making $1 million, you tax at 40%.
Yeah.
So yeah, while you've accumulated $1 million of that money, you're only going to get $600,000 because 40% of that goes to the government for taxes, right?
Right.
Now with the Roth 401k, the money's taxed up front with your contributions. It's taxed. So it's taxed, then it goes into your account of your 401k, Roth 401k, Roth 401k account, and then it accumulates. So at the end of it, if you have $1 million, you get the $1 million because it's already taxed. It works the same way with Roth IRAs as well. The money is taxed up front. That way it's never touched again. But with Roth IRAs, you can't touch that money until you're like 71 and a half. You know what I'm saying? So it's very much so, like I said tonight, it's very much so on long-term investments. I brought these two up because I've had jobs where I know people who just said, I'm not getting the 401k. I met a lot of people say, I'm not doing the 401k. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people like that dodo bird there. he's not getting just in the for
Why, Lord? Why?
Anyway,
Getting that real bread, shouty. What you talking about?
Gotcha. Now,
Suck my
anyway,
bread under.
if you're a person, a government employee, the government has something called a thrift savings plan, correct? Right? Now, the thrift savings plan, it's a good one. It's a good plan. They match you dollar for dollar. Whatever you contribute, they match it, right?
But it depends. It depends.
So, hold on, let me finish. Government employees, it's a fact. The thrift saving plan, they do match you dollar for dollar. No BS. So, also, it goes by percentages, right? You can, I think the minimum you can contribute to that is 5%. But I recommend people get that because, and just contribute 10%. If nothing else, just contribute 10%. Now, your check will be shorter because you contributed 10% of it to the thrift savings plan. And it is tax up front, not down the line. So your check will be even, you're going to see the hit in your check, right? But once you retire, whatever money you've accumulated and whatever growth you've made, it's yours.
Yeah.
And you can live, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but Roth accounts, in my opinion, are the way for me to go. I'd rather you just go, because here's why. Say you're taxed now at what you're making at, say, 22%, right? If you do the Roth account, your money is taxed at 22%. You don't know where taxes are going to be in 30 years.
That's true.
So if it's taxed later, it's going to be taxed on that current amount. Whatever it is in 30 years, that's what it's going to be. I'd rather you take this. Hey, look, man, just take this 20-30% now, okay, and be done with it. So I don't have to pay you 60% later on.
Right.
I mean, because if you look at right now, the Fed confused, the government confused. They have no idea what to do. They're throwing spaghetti at a wall.
Right.
They really are, and hoping and just trying to see what works. That's it.
Right. They are.
Because the Fed don't know if they want to print more money or not print more money. They just, they're talking about printing more money. Then they're talking about not printing more money. Now they just bought a bunch of government bonds, $2 trillion worth. You know what I'm saying? They have, who the fuck's going to buy that?
Right. Well, can we let our guest speak?
It's all just artificially increase the market.
Let me say something about that. For someone who works in both the private sector and the public sector, I work with the MTA, I work with the Board of Education, I work with the NYPD. What I've been told inside, people don't see that benefit until they meet a quarter mark. For MTA, you got to be there for at least 10 years. And they don't hire people at a young age. You can shake your head, E-Man. I work with MTA.
No, what I'm saying is this is federal. These are federal jobs.
I know,
but
the same thing happened with state job as well as local job. It's like you can shake your head.
Federal different, man. Federal, two different words. They are two different worlds, man.
I know it's two
federal jobs, they only up and up with it.
So what people don't know. Go ahead. I'm gonna let him finish before I get in. Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is I get it. I understand. The federal job is completely different. I know that. I understand that. It's a different criteria compared to the state job and local job. But people who work for the government, either be local or state, don't have the same benefit that the federal job do get. There are a lot of state jobs in New York City. There are a lot of local jobs in New York City. Problem is, they play them for a fool. So, for example, MTA, perfect example. It is a big organization that was run New York City. If MTA is down, I'm telling you right now, New York City is crippled. I worked with them for 2 years. But what I learned, for you to get hired, pray that you get hired in your late 20s, early 30s. They're trying to hire you in your 40s, and you got to work at least 20 years until you get the full benefit of it. So imagine people retiring at old age, they're crippling, they're falling down, hurting themselves on the site or in the job. I've saw a lot of people getting wheeled out to the ambulance many times over within 2 years working there. And I asked myself, why didn't I hire young employees? Right. That was the yesteryears.
Yeah, so they don't have to pay out the retirement benefits, because you're right. MTA is the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think it was either authority or agency, but yeah, they do that kind of stuff to fuck people out of retirement benefits. They actually do.
So the reason I said federal is actually different. So in the military, I had TSP. And so as a E3, I was allowed to contribute at that time. I think it was 19,000. Today, you can actually contribute up to 20,500 of your dollars to TSP. What does that mean? Right? So first of all, E3 is only making about 25,000 roughly, right? If they contribute majority of their actual paycheck and they're staring in the barracks, what happens is they actually double their paycheck because the government is actually matching $1 to $1. So if you say if you was actually getting 20,000 and actually putting it into your TSP, now you're making $40,000 a year because that money is getting matched dollar for dollar.
And the thing is, E-Man, when I was in the Army, E3s wasn't making no $20,000. You got it. You get. I don't know what kind of raise you got. E3s didn't make no. And E3 is a private. Yeah, that's a private still, isn't it?
PFC.
Private first class.
PFC.
Yeah. Private first class. Yeah. That's you've ranked up 3 times.
Well, you've
ranked up 3 times, unless you came in like that, or
I came in as an E3.
If you come in as E nothing, just straight up no rank.
You make like
you've ranked up 3 times. Yeah, you ranked up 3 times, and he's talking about $20,000. When I was in, E3s didn't make no $20,000.
So the great thing about me being the reason I was able to invest in my business when I went into the Army, I stayed in the barracks, I ate at the DFAT, so everything was pretty taken care of. I came to the Army with a car paid for in cash. So most of the other money, like I always had hustles. I hustled up and I really invested most of my Army money my first 4 years. I never got married. I had a barracks room the whole 8 years I was in the military. So I think it really comes down to, I guess, the mindset of we don't have to spend money, especially if they providing everything for you. But most people was partying and different things and blowing money on alcohol and different things like that.
And didn't want to stay in the barracks. So they remember that they roommate up and just go get an apartment and just split the bill.
Stupid. Yeah, that was stupid.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid, man.
So you did say something that I kind of wanted to go. So you have what we call a 401K. Then you got a 401A.
401A, yeah.
So the reason you want a 401A is because your employer actually have more power and they can invest into more things. So you asked me earlier, what do my employees that I have? The reason I got 401A is because I'm not limited to what I can invest for them for their investment accounts. So instead of them buying like mutual funds, for example, what I can do is actually buy individual stocks with 401A. And so 401K is more of a group type thing compared to being able to say, no, I want to purchase Microsoft or I want to purchase different things like that. So it just gives the employer more power and you can be able to buy things that can really be able to get you taken care of. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, because independent Roth IRAs and independent 401Ks are like that too. Just because if your employer doesn't offer 401Ks or Roth 401Ks, you can go and get an independent one. And it works just like that, like E-Man saying. You can go and invest in whatever it is.
I'm glad you said
whatever you want. Yeah.
Because a lot of employers don't really offer anything beyond 401k. Unless, let's say, the financial district, if you're working in the trader company, like, for example, UBS, Thomas Ryder, Bank of America, it might be different. Yeah. But for many other jobs, it's always 401k. That's what I noticed.
Well, let me tell you the trick. That's actually not true. Most jobs offer 4 different types, but they only give you paperwork for one because they're more incentivized to do a 401k. So
you have to go to human resources. You have to go to human resources and ask for the other ones. You have to actively go and ask human HR. I like for Roth 401k or whatever.
So I actually do have a job. I still have a 9-to-5 too on top of my businesses.
Hey man, you ain't got no job, man.
I do have a 9-to-5. I do got a job. So I got a really good job. But
E-Man, he calling you Tommy. Always had to you
Tommy, you ain't got no job, Tommy.
You ain't got no job, man.
So when I actually went to my HR department, they was offering me a 401k. I got to talking. I signed the paperwork to get a 401a, and on top of getting the 401a, they contribute 6% for their 401k, and they actually contribute 10% for the 401a. So I would have left 4% on the table if I didn't ask the right questions. So I think what we do is we got to get more educated with where our money's going, because a lot of people is they're investing their money, have no idea what they're invested into. And then you start asking yourself, like, if you're young, you should have an aggressive portfolio. It's no reason you should be investing conservatively at 20. It doesn't even make sense. And
you should be broke as fuck because of your investments. Because of the money you contributing, your contributions to your investments, you should be broke because of that.
And then as you get older, what you should do is then start going to a more conservative portfolio. So you should start aggressive, then you should go all the way down to almost a savings account when you start approaching actual retirement. So it's not just a one size fit all. What a lot of people try to do with investments, and that's kind of how they really screw themselves, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But that's how they actually advertise it. Like it's one size fit all. But
right. Yeah.
No captivity with Freezy. What's up, Freezy?
Man, I'm just learning, man. I've been keeping my money in the shoebox.
Well, your money's supposed to be making money, man.
Nah,
your money's supposed to.
But listen.
Your money in the shoebox.
Okay, players and employee sponsored.
Well, listen. Oh, go ahead. Shoot. She wanted.
That's what I said, Vaughn. It's employee sponsored.
It said in the United States, a 401k plan is an employer-sponsored defined contribution personal pension account as defined in subsection 401k of the U.S. Internal Revenue Code. Right.
Yes, that's what we said, Vaughn. We've already established it as employee sponsored, Vaughn. We've said that. This is the importance of being here on time and paying attention to the show instead of moderating 8 other ones.
Oh, so listen, is the one of the major differences between a traditional and a Roth is one is pre-tax and one is
yeah, and that's important too, man.
After tax.
That's important. That's important too, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take what you're gonna take now, because I don't know what you're gonna charge people in the future. Because look at the lay of the land now. They're gonna have to charge more taxes. They come up with new taxes all the time. And it doesn't mean those taxes have to be sales tax or just tax. I mean, they come up with a new tax on something, it's going to come out of your pocket.
Right.
But here that I don't know this tax conversation, because they're taxing the people. They're not taxing the people that robbing the country. For example, for more than 15, 20 years, tell me how the minimum wage stayed the same way for so long and never matched with the cost of living. But quote unquote, we put to be the richest country in the world, but people are getting paid better than outside this country. No way getting paid about around $22, $23 an hour. Another country, minimum wage is like 18, 19. Keyword, minimum wage. I know you're shaking your head because I did this episode on our show talking about burnout, and we talk about the minimum wage and people who get to kind of break their half. So when I hear these things, I start to ask, okay, you're taxing the people. How much money you want to draw out of the public until there's no money left?
Right.
Well, when we start talking about minimum wage is supposed to be entry-level jobs. We're talking teenagers, early 20-year-olds supposed to be getting these jobs. And it's supposed to be a starting point, not an end point, right?
I get that.
The crazy part about when I hear people argue about we should increase the minimum wage, what happens is the price of goods actually increase, and they really don't see an increase. So say, for example, if at McDonald's, if we start paying them $25 an hour, the cheeseburger is now going to be $3 an hour. I mean, it's going to be $3. Now they're making more money. They're going to get taxed more, so they're going to actually make less money, and then they still can't afford a cheeseburger. So the actual minimum wage need to stay the same. We need to actually advocate for people to educate themselves to be able to get higher paying jobs, because teenagers are supposed to be working at Chick-fil-A, not 40-year-old grown people.
Problem with that is, E-Man.
True.
Well, first and foremost, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Those jobs are for people who are in high school and then broke ass college students, to make
Right.
a little scratch, go out on a date or get a little used car or something like that,
or for
whatever.
Guys that just got out of prison or something, felons.
Yeah, it's supposed to be for that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with E-Man. I said the problem is, like, we were born in this weird era where all the financial shit kind of was started to change. Like when I was born, 78, it started around that time. And if you notice, the 90s, shit changed dramatically. Late 90s, boom. Early 2000s, things started to simmer down and taper off. Mid 2000s, okay, stable. Then you had 2008, that hit us, and it was like, oh shit, these people over here got greedy. You know what I'm saying? So they fucked some stuff up. Now we're in the recovery. Look at us now. COVID hit. Just everything's just fucked now.
Well,
in terms of trying, it's to the point now. It's to the point now where a job ain't enough. You got to have a side hustle. Like even as an entrepreneur, you have to have a business. I don't care if you're selling water on the corner of the street.
Yep.
You have to work to be self-sufficient.
And you're right, because think about it. The financial district screwed up the whole income when they giving out predatory loan and ripping people off for a while. And then not only with document, with heavily investigated in multiple states. Which were kind of like really cool. But to think about it, why were these people going out loans to people who cannot even afford it? So firsthand.
That's some heavy shit though, Black David. You said some good shit just then.
Well, here's why.
The thing that happened here is also happening in Africa, whereby China giving African nation predatory loans just to set them up, because Africa is I hate to say it, a financial bank of resources. If Africa would have blocked their port from everybody else, you ain't getting no electronics. Forget the internet. Forget your cars. Everything else you need, about 97.
Slow down, Blake David. Africa ain't that goddamn important. Okay. Y'all ain't that goddamn important. Sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure.
But I think what we really got to start talking about is compound interest. Like if you really understand how compound interest works,
they don't explain it to me, man.
So compound interest is when your interest is making interest. So it's the money that you have earned is making more money, right? So when I mentor, when I coach and mentor a 21-year-old, I try to put it in his mind. Right now, I need you to invest $500 a month. I don't care if he make $1,000 a month or he make $2,000 a month. Because if you take a 21-year-old and he start investing $500 a month up until he retired at 65, he's going to have somewhere around $3 to $4 million saved just because he started early. The problem is that people start so late. People say, hey, I'm 45 years old. Now I need a plan on saving some money. I'm 50 years old. Now I'm about to start it. What happens, they done miss 25 years of compound interest. So the younger you start, the better you are. Parents, start investing for your kids today. I have accounts that I have started that when they get to a certain age, they're going to already have 21 years of compound interest. If you take $1,000, right? Imagine if a person just take $1,000, put it in something that can grow, like say a stock that averagely grow 10% a year, right? If you do that, your $1,000 that you invest for them, you're looking somewhere at $7,000 to $8,000 at the low end. Imagine 1,000, almost 7 times the multiplying that by 7 times by the time they get to a certain age. So the point is that we just got to start as young as possible, and then what we got to do is we got to let the interest make us money, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna hit on that a little bit, but that was gonna be saving it for another show, because how to turn $500 into $400,000. I was actually saving the compound interest for another show, man. But since you hit on, because it is important, compound interest is something else, boy. It really is. Like E-Man's right. When you see how that shit stacks up, you're like, my God, why didn't I do this earlier?
Right.
You wanted a Gucci bag.
Yeah, because you wanted a Gucci bag, right?
Not just that. It's not just going to Gucci bag or going to Jordan. Black people don't know nothing about money economic. They don't know how to use money properly at all.
Neither do Africans. Don't hit us with that.
African, you beat the power to do with the money.
No, if y'all were so good at economics, y'all countries wouldn't be fucked up over there on that continent. All them resources, all that, but the richest continent on the planet, and it looks like shit. It should look like Wakanda.
When David said black people, you didn't mean yourself, David. You was talking about us.
No,
he wasn't talking about Africans. He was talking about black people.
Africa is more of a predator.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you why I say that.
Niggas is the prey. That's what you're saying.
Let me tell you why I say that.
Okay.
If you're not into access, you don't have access, you can't do much of anything. What they normally do, they prey on their own people, their own kind. Like I said, my family is a shitty ass family. It's the battle of the fittest. If you're not smart enough, okay, you easy prey.
Well, then I like your family. Survival of the fittest. You ain't smart enough, get the fuck out.
Not how bad it is.
But everybody's broke, man. Every race. I really strongly dislike when people start trying to say one group is broken than the other.
Hey man, look, don't put us up with you just because you broke and they got no money. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean the rest of us like that.
If you take the top 1% out of every race, it's a lot of broke people.
It is.
There's a lot of white broke people. Like, I think financial literacy is a person problem. It's not a race thing. It's people don't understand it. We don't even teach how to balance a checkbook in school anymore. Like,
That's true.
We really got like. When I start looking at college classes, that we really don't have a class that really teaches you how to really understand finances and how money works. And so those are the things we got to start bringing back into the community, regardless of what color their skin is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't the 80s they taught that, but after that, they just yanked it out.
Well, in the 80s,
private schools.
Well, in the 80s, believe it or not, I can go to high school and actually start working on becoming a mechanic. I can go and start being a carpenter. They actually had trades that you can start learning inside of high school. We completely have went away from that.
They don't. You know what? It's oddly enough in the black community, they don't push that shit. We feel like college is success.
They look down on trades. They look down on trades and skill craft. We do. Now the thing is. E-Man, like as far as this show goes, I've been per someone's recommendation, and I thought it was a fabulous idea, even though it wasn't mine. Okay, but all my ideas are perfect. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, I started thinking about doing more shows on finances and actually teaching people. Like when I start talking about compound interest, I'm going to teach people what accounts to go, what are those accounts named. You know what I'm saying? Where to go? You go to a bank or a credit union. What's the difference? Why would you choose one over the other? Right. Like Roth, like I said tonight, Roth IRA'S and Roth 401K'S over traditional 401K'S and Roth 401K'S. Roth versus traditional. To me, Roth is better. Mm-hmm. Just it's a personal thing. I'd rather you tax my money now at the tax rate I'm being taxed at now, as opposed to later you tax me at a further 10%. Because if I stacked up $1 million and I only get 600 back, I'm gonna be fighting mad, and ain't nobody to fight. You know what I'm saying? What can I do about it? You know what I'm saying, man? Now tax my shit now at the rate you taxing me at now. And when I come pick my money up, I want all on my cash.
That's facts, Quincy. So we only have money in the black community less than 6 hours.
That's true. Now I can't teach you how to do that other than say stop being stupid. Anyway, and support black stuff, man. Black people make companies all the time, and for black people, it's like our stuff has to be proven to ourselves first. Mm-hmm. Then we support it, and then we half-ass do that. We talk shit about it, but Nike brings out the same T-shirt for 20 years, and you still buy that, and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. They're recycling Jordans. Shoes they brought out 30 years ago. They released 30 years ago. So instead of thinking of new and fresh ideas, instead of thinking of new and fresh ideas on how to design shoes, they bring out the same shit they brought out 30 years ago and resell it to us.
Call it the retro.
They call it retro. And people go out and buy it, $200 a pair.
Right. Wow.
Let
Really?
me let you in on a little secret that goes on among African folk, what they're very sticky about, right? Hear the trick. They've been going on since the early age. They come here, make their money, spend less money, send their money back in Africa, create a business whereby they can start sending shipping goods from here. The price you pay for the goods here, no one knows how much it costs here. When you ship it over there, the price is either 2 or 5 times more, and they make a huge profit off it.
Right.
That's how Africans become predators. Those who are able to fly out in the UK or the US have been doing that for more than 2 decades. This is why you have a lot of businesses that no one knew about that taking place in Africa is because what's been going on over here. I used to live with a guy in Philadelphia, buy a bunch of used car, have it shipped out in container for a good 5-7 years. Men have multiple businesses all across the country selling cars left and right.
But
3 or
it
5
is
times.
more,
And the thing
it
is, that when I tell my people are predators, they find any way to make money off anything.
but it's more broke Africans than rich Africans. Okay, so like it's
I
a
know,
lot of Africans that ain't
I
winning.
know that, but those who are able to come
I
out
can,
here take advantage of it.
99.999% of that continent is broke, E-Man. Don't let him fool you, bro. E-Man knows better. See, E-Man knows better.
say, listen, I can say,
Surprise, motherfucker.
I can say the top of the African Americans are winning. You know what I'm saying? They're predators. They like we can say that about every single race. Like let's
tell them you're not talking about Africans in Africa. You talk about Africans in America. Tell them, David, it's a difference, right?
And they don't get it, but it's fine. They don't have to get it.
Africans are Africans, like David.
You don't have to get it.
It's Africans in America broke as hell too. I live up in Seattle. It's a whole bunch. They got a whole
I just
village.
want David to take off. That's all. I want David to
understand, Black David. Africans are Africans everywhere they go. You're all crazy, every single one of you.
So yeah,
you're all crazy.
So I'm a big advocate, and this is kind of why.
Bet y'all ain't never had an African Michael Jackson.
That is true.
that's how you shut that shit down. Go ahead, E-Man.
All right, so and this is kind of the reason I started my channel, because I felt like so many people wanted to win. They've been put in the system to lose. So I wanted to show people how to kind of redesign to be able to see things in a different way. The biggest thing is this right here. The internet is an equalizer for all. Right now that we have the internet, it's no one more superior than the other. We all can get the information and we all can be able to do it. Most people need to start with a book called The Richest Man of Babylon. The Richest Man of Babylon is going to start teaching you the actual fundamental things that you need to be able to start building wealth. As you start understanding how investments work, how you're supposed to invest those things, that is really where the journey starts, in my opinion.
Right now, Ronnie Hunter says Nike stock is trading at $85 a share, down from its height of $179. Buy it now and let them pay you via dividend to wear Jordans. There you go. That's how you do it. And see, like I said, this show, E-Man, I'm going to start gearing it more towards this, because what I see in these YouTube spaces is a lot of people do a lot of talking. No one's explaining shit. No one's teaching shit. So at the end of it, people know that there's a problem. They don't know how to fix it, though. You know, it's just like that show my sister and I did called The Answer, right? Everyone was talking about submission. Guys, you need to have a woman, and your woman needs to be submissive. Your woman needs to do this, that. Now, so I said, okay, let me teach guys how to get submission from a woman. And so I entitled that show The Answer, right? So and in that show, I told him, this is how you get submission. It's got nothing to do with the woman, really. You know what I'm saying? It was 4 things, E-Man, and I explained. I titled them and I explained them. They're all characteristics, things of portions of character from a man, right? I said, what does this list do, fellas? It builds trust. A woman's not going to submit to you unless she trusts you.
That's right.
It's all on you.
Surrender. That's right. Never give in.
Yeah. So it's things like that, E-Man, that I'm gonna that Shu and I are gonna start doing here on this show. Actually teaching people, okay, you want to open up this kind of account, go to a bank or talk to a financial advisor, ask these questions, You know what I'm saying? You might want to ask this question, things like that. You know what I mean? And when you follow in the market, here's what you need to look for. This is what this means, that means. So more teaching people than, anything else.
So I'm a big advocate. I'm a big advocate. You should not shop at a company that you're not a partial owner of. So if you want to buy Nike clothes, you should have Nike stock. I'm a big Apple guy, so I should have Apple stock. Guess what? Me and my wife is thinking about getting a Tesla. I must have their stock before I buy their product. We should just get to the point that we can own. Well, so in Washington, we're going to a where you can't have gasoline cars. It's going to be a complete electric state in the next 4 years. 4 to 5 years. So
hold on. You don't have the infrastructure for that.
Listen, I'm telling you what's going to happen. Now,
Washington doesn't have the infrastructure for that.
Regardless, if you believe it or not, they going that way. They might fail at doing it, but they go in that direction. And so I
heard that. And I think I know why, because recently OPEC made a ruling that they will hold back more petroleum, about 200 million barrels. They don't not going to produce more oil. And my country is part of the OPEC group, so that kind of like will affect the prices of gas in the country as well, even though America is not part of OPEC. But they have their own reserve, but they buy more gas from other countries.
And we sell gasoline, and we sell oil too. Ain't that a bitch? It's an oil shortage. Why are we selling ours then?
No,
and then buying oil from other countries.
Right.
Freeze, what do you think of that?
Own, and they buy more outside.
No. America sells oil.
But to who?
Whoever wants to buy it. We sell oil. There's plenty of oil here, like in the Gulf Coast, up there in Alaska, at the Kodiak Archipelago, around that place. Texas has tons of oil. Texas really could be an independent country if it wanted to be, and just sell oil. You know what I'm saying? Texas has loads of, and so does Louisiana. Okay,
America got enough for the population of America.
Yes, America produces.
So we're self-sufficient with oil. That's what you're saying.
We can be.
But America, you got to remember, we're in the business of making money. We sell all our oil, and we go buy other people oil, and we sell all their oil too. So like it's one of those things that we got it. We just know that is a way for us to be able. Oil is a big part of why America have been built a great economy.
Right.
Oil is a big
factor. Oil was a big contributor. World War II helped us a lot too.
Oil was like
killing
gold.
people always help.
Right. World War II helped us too. That's what made us the superpower that we are. We started snatching up crowd scientists like they were hotcakes and made them make shit for us, like turbine engines, rockets, Velcro, microwave ovens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the combustion engine cannot compete with an electric engine. I saw a Tesla burn a Corvette in the Hellcat.
Of course, man. There's no revving up to it really. You hit the gas on an electric car, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? That like there's no buildup. The pressure has to build up in a combustion engine. Electric, it's just like I want to go this fast, and it's there. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that slows it down from the start is physics. That's it. But it's going.
So
you're right.
Does it just have a better takeoff or in the stretch?
It's gonna beat. It's electric car is going to beat.
Now, Freezy, if you're going 10 miles, that combustion engine is going to drag it. But when we're talking about a straight, you're talking about
100 yard.
Yeah, that electric car is going to kill it. Like
I hate to say it. Yeah, I hate to say it, Freezy, but I've seen it too. There's a racetrack here, right? A drag strip here that you can that people take their cars to and race them. Yeah, the electric cars. The electric cars, man.
Do they got good looking Teslas?
Yeah, Teslas look good to me.
Some of them.
Here's the problem. Electric cars have been here for more than 2 to 3 decades. Just that it have been through a lot of changes to the point where right now it now become a threat to the auto industry and come to petroleum. What all this for?
Noble from the world class is now a Black Man
Okay.
Unfiltered meme. Okay.
Okay, what all that for when I'm picking back and
Yeah, but like I
different
said,
technology?
but here's the thing. Like I say, back to the Roths. I think we made a point with that. People, go with Roth. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not giving financial advice. Go with Roth.
It depends. No,
Pays off
so-
better in the long run.
No,
It pays off better in the long run.
So this
Why
is
doesn't it, email?
this is why I
Just need a
strongly
difference of opinion. That's all, Mandrell.
well, he's wrong, and I'm gonna tell him why he's wrong. So this is what I strongly encourage people: sit down with someone who can see your finances. Because say, for example, if you make $100,000 a year and you can get down to a lower tax bracket, we're talking 15 to 20% off top, you need to go with more of a traditional savings. If you're not out of that tax bracket, it might be something totally different. So it's really depend on the person what is better. Now, I understand where Mandrell's coming from because I know kind of where he's at financially, so it makes sense. But me coming down, it makes sense to you.
It makes sense to me.
It does not work for every single body, if that makes sense. So it's really depending on what tax bracket you in. Like, and I tell people it's benefits of being married. Like, that's the one reason I'm such a big advocate of being married, is because I can make a lot more money just because I am married. And it's just a whole nother game. So understand where you at, what tax bracket you want to be in, and then what you got to do is find a way to be able to find the one that's more suitable for you and your family, because each one might be different.
That's true. Go ahead.
People don't understand taxes, because like even when you say, "Oh, there are tax benefits to being married," like people don't understand like
what tax benefits,
right? So like. Yeah. You know, they won't understand or get like what kind of benefits you get being married, or like, you know, any other. Most people, the average person, don't understand tax brackets. They don't understand what tax bracket you're in.
If you have 4 kids, you're in the bread.
Right. A lot of people don't even know or understand what taxes come out of their check.
Gotcha. Freezy.
Like, it's sad, but like
Freezy, what you hear something?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys, I did a little research in my past, and I've learned about an account called private reserve account. You guys ever heard of that? Private reserve account, basically, it's more so geared towards on the people that's on the wealthier side, that's on the higher tax bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But the advantage of a private reserve account, you guys should research this. Once you store money in that account, it's only tied to market gains, not market losses. So it's your money is only going to exponentialize, and it's never going to take any losses. It's just tied to market gains. That's it. But you have to be of a certain tax bracket, I guess, to get a lot of wealthy people.
Yeah. See, well, the thing is, accounts like that's some people call it a drip feed account. Well, you know what I'm saying? If the market is bustling and booming, you're going to come up because the market went up and you're making money off the gains, right? But and you have to have a certain amount of capital to even start with that,
right?
And to make it lucrative, because some of those accounts, you got to watch it. You're only making a percentage of a penny. You know what I'm saying? So they divide pennies up. Shoe. Nathan Daly, hello. Hold on. Hello, Nathan Daly. How are you? The Fuzz is here, everybody. So hide your shit. Nathan Daly, he said a lot of people don't understand money. Period. Yes, like you're a cop. If you had any sense, you would have been one. You'd have made some real money, got a real job. Anyway,
I do want to say this. Okay, so I want to explain why because I always get the chance to say that it make more sense to be married than not to be married, right? So for example, say if you in a tax bracket of 22%, if you're married, you can make $172,000 at that tax bracket. If you're single, you can make $86,000 at that tax bracket. You're telling me that I can make $100,000 more, roughly $100,000 more, and get taxed the same amount that a single person would? Like, so that's the difference in what I'm saying is that when you really start leveraging it. So say if you in that 24% tax bracket, if you can put away enough of in your 401k to take you down to the 12%, you're talking about saving 12% in taxes every single year. And I want to say something about what Mandrell said earlier. If you got $1 million in an account, you should not take $1 million out. That's not smart.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, you get my point. I was trying to make, though, right?
I get what you saying.
Yeah. When you tax that shit, I'm only gonna get 600,000.
So what you should do is you should be able to say, how much is my cost of living? My cost of living is $5,000 a month. Every month, I'm gonna take $5,000 a month, so I'm taxed on that. I think that's the difference between what I'm saying. Because if you have $1 million account, you should be making close to 50 to 100% interest. I mean, $50,000 to $100,000 a year every
off
year.
The interest of that $1 million. Yeah. Now here's the thing. First of all, Nathan Daly, bullshit. Your credit score is nowhere near mine. I guarantee you that. Might be near, but it ain't higher. I can promise you that, bro. Anyway, he was a cop. He was a cop. His credit score better than mine, please. I love Nathan Daly though. But anyway, I do. I love Nathan. Him and Drake Blanco. I mess with him. But I like them. They're good people. But anyway, like, say you go into an interest-bearing account, right? And say you got to watch this. So say your money you're getting like for right now, Capital One have rates at 2.15%. SoFi has 2.50%. Marcus 2.15%. These are quote unquote the best savings account rates for October 2022, right? Freezy.
Mm-hmm.
Want to know what the inflation rate is?
Well, go ahead.
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah. So if the inflation rate is 8.5, but you only gaining 2.1, are you making money?
At all?
I believe savings accounts does not.
See, but to get to that, man, savings accounts. No, you're not making money off a savings account these days, and you haven't been for the past 30 years or so. Yeah, you're not making money off a savings account. Like E-Man and I agree on this. Is another thing that E-Man agree on.
Wait.
Your money has.
Wait. You're not making money off a savings account. So when E-Man said you should be gaining at least $50,000 to $100,000 a year off $1 million, what account was that? What account was you guys talking about?
So if you have, say if it's in a Roth and it's invested into the market, it is proven that the market should get you somewhere between 5 to 10% a year.
Okay.
So if you 5 to 10% of that is that. So people say, well, you could lose a year. If you really understand how the market, say for example, we use Microsoft, right? If you just have Microsoft alone, I don't care if you just got it a year ago, it's typically, I want to say close to about a 10 to 15% return. So I went on the lower end when I said 5 to 10%, just because somebody be like, oh, I lost it in this boo-boo-doo fund or something like that.
Yeah, right. So for example, thing is, when you understand how the amount of money you put in it has weight to it. So that's why if you have $1 million, you throw $1 million in there, you're pretty much safe on 5 to 10%, guaranteed. Like E-Man said, the math is there. The math has been proven. You're gonna make between 5 and 10%, right? So if you put $1 million in there and you're making 10% off that $1 million, that's $100,000 a year. You can't make it off $100,000 a year and you retired? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? What you spending money on?
Right.
$100,000 a year for anybody is more than enough money. You can travel. You can do all the super fly. Yeah, you can travel. You can do all the super fly shit you want to do. You know, but if you're buying bullshit like product bags,
my horses got to get their teeth capped. That ain't enough. Okay.
Your horses got to get their teeth capped.
The horses in the stables, they got to get their teeth capped. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got to keep the Maseratis buffed up and shining. You know what I mean?
Well, why are you driving a Maserati?
At 65, I'm hoping your Maserati is paid off. I'm hoping.
I'm saying
by the time you get to 65, Your house
my
supposed to be
money's
paid
like
off.
the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? I gotta upgrade every year. What you mean?
She
That
said
stuff
horses.
right there,
I'm
you
still
know.
Ain't
stuck on
enough. I
horses.
can't do it.
Now, email. I gotta ask you a question.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
this is a
I'm
logical
just pounding
question.
my way. I ain't doing all that.
Let's say a
I
group
want
of
me a
people.
horse.
Let's say a group of people putting the money to like a
Say, I
collective
want me a
economy,
horse.
and they're doing an investment
A
altogether.
boat, a horse, helicopter.
I
Nah.
can't
Go
hear
ahead,
you
Black- go
because
ahead,
there's
Black
other
Dave.
people talking. Like Black David, you gotta speak a little louder, please.
I didn't think a lot, but I'm not think too loud. What if a group of people
One.
put a collective?
Two. I'm sorry, Black Dave. I had to get you, man. Go ahead.
Only Mandrell does it better. Only Mandrell. He's allowed to do that. Anybody else not allowed.
No, I've been
Only
practicing
Mandrell.
in the mirror. That's why.
Not the mirror.
Oh, okay. We got a super chat from D-Real Nathan Daly. $100.
$10. $100 for what?
Who has the highest score right now? Screenshot and send the Black Man. Is that
$100 for who has the highest. Oh, not for a $10 super chat, nigga. First of all, you sent the super chat when we got our Cash App and PayPal scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You get nothing for that, Nathan Daly. Trying to tell you. See, he can't even follow instructions. I said at the beginning of this show that if you want to contribute to Mandrell and Shushu, hit us at the Cash App, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, or the PayPal, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. What does this stupid cop do?
Listen.
He sends a super chat. You can't even follow instructions
First of all, that's so rude. He still made a contribution, okay? So
to the platform.
admin,
Yes, he did.
Please give him a super chat video. We thank you for that. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank
That money clip us now, the new now looks like. Whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's the best one, man. I don't give a damn.
E-Man,
That
here's
is
my
the best
question.
That's
one.
so bad. That's so bad. That is bad.
E-Man,
That's bad. That's
Are we
horrible.
50,000
And y'all the only
laughs?
one got that one
Yep.
on YouTube. You got to come here to see that one. Right?
Oh my God.
See, everybody says shoot you. Don't share with Mandrell.
You know what? I'm not. I won't.
Yeah, niggas are wrong,
E-Man,
man.
You know what?
I'm
I'm
gonna ask you a
gonna
lot-
take
I'm
that
gonna
and
ask you a
go get
logical
all my
question, E-Man.
toes done. Since E-Man sponsored my left and my right pinky toe, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take the rest of it and get the rest of my toes.
Gotcha. Now we do have some super not super chats, but cash apps. We do.
Yeah, I sponsored the big toe too, just the left side.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
Now,
just the left side.
the cash apps we have one from the real Nathan Daly. Okay, and it's for $10. For $100, who has the highest credit score? LOL. And he repeating himself. I think he got downs or something.
Means I said what I said.
Right. I think he's got downs or something. He's repeating himself. He could have a different message next time. Now we have another one for $35. I follow instructions. Thank you. One cop that follows instructions, one that doesn't. Dre Blanco follows instructions. Ain't that a bitch? Nate, and it's for $35. Nate, I know you're gonna let us show you up, are you?
Oh Lord.
He contributed. Dre contributed $35 to us. Come on, Nate. You just $10 talking about I got a good credit score. Your credit score probably ain't even the 700s. You only contributed if you got that your credit score that good. Contribute more to your host here. You got it. Hey, you don't run in your mouth.
Oh my God.
Shut up or shut up. Hey, Nate, I watch your shit all the time, man. I contribute to your platform. I support your cause. Come on, man.
What they call the middle toe? I want to pay for the middle toe too.
Damn, E-Man, the middle one? Who asked about the middle one? I ain't never heard of that before. Freezy, you?
What's that?
The middle toe. Which one is that?
I don't know what the middle toe is. That sound like some freaky shit, man.
Hold on, no, you how much for 3 eyelashes?
How much for 3 eyelashes?
About $85. Them eyelashes got about $85, boy. They ain't cheap.
What talking about the cumbrellas?
Yeah.
The what?
They call them cumbrellas.
What they call
Only
them?
in this show I hear jokes like
You know, why you had to ask that question, Mandrell? God damn, man.
Oh, god damn. Damn, Freezy. I just thought about it.
I'm sorry. Admin, can you first of all thank y'all? Hey Dre, thank y'all for your
Dre Blanco, thank you for the generous contribution.
The Mandrell Shoo cash.
Yes, Dre Blanco. Thank you for that generous contribution to your 2 fantastic hosts up here tonight. Okay, thank you very much. You always been.
Look at Mandrell in the club. That's how you did it. I promise you that look like
Mandrell.
that's how you would do.
Mandrell, can I ask a question to the panel?
Go ahead.
If you had $100,000 liquid, what would be your first thought on how to invest it, or what would you do with it? Just it's liquid.
So first of all, Mandrell again didn't know what the hell he was talking about when he was talking about crypto earlier, but we're not going to even go into that.
Fuck crypto. No, fuck crypto.
We're not going to go into
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
So the first thing I would do is make sure you have a balanced portfolio, right? I think so many people like say stock is the right way, crypto's the right way, housing market is the right way. You want to balance out as much as you possibly can. One thing that I have seen that a lot of people are doing right now is buying land, and they're renting it out to people who actually. So I'm buying maybe 10 acres in a place like Alabama, down there by Mandrell somewhere, right? And then when you buy the land, you can rent them out to people who have cattle, and they'll pay you a land fee. And so you don't have to develop the land, you don't have to do anything. That land will be able to make money for you. So that's option one. Then the next thing you want to kind of look into is when you invest into a company. I like to get to know the ownership. I like to know who's the people who's making decisions. Are they a type of person that jump from company? Are they all in on this company? Like, what are those type things that you need to do? Is this company going to be around 10 years from now? So it's not like most people go to like gurus to say, what's the one thing I should buy? And that's not the right information. It is, how do I do the proper research to understand where I'm going to be able to invest in, if that makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah, my thing is, it depends on your. It honestly depends on your financial situation, Freezy.
Yeah,
and because if you got $100,000, say you won that in the lottery, some scratch offs or some shit like that, and you just boom, I got 100 stacks. First of all, you need to figure out how to make that money make money. Do you want to start a business, which I recommend you do, which I also don't recommend that you rush into it. You have to think about what kind of business you want to start. You know what I'm saying? Is that industry profitable? What's the competition like? Do you think you can survive in that industry? You know what I'm saying? You can't just, I'm going to open a restaurant. Wait a minute, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so, which I've seen people do that.
Don't try that in New York City.
Right, I've seen people do that. Just don't know what they're doing. Anyway, we have a cash app from let's see. Okay, for $1. $1 from Lady Navoa. It was for talking shit to everybody. Delicious. LOL. Be good. They can kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
Yeah, I actually have a question for E-Man in reference to that. Now,
go ahead, Dre. What you say about that?
In reference to that, like I agree, buy some lots, but I'm kind of on that. I have an aggressive portfolio, but I kind of have a fixed section. So if I have 100,000, I'm gonna at least put 20,000 in my fix. So regardless, even though the interest rate will be slow on that one, I won't take a huge loss by putting all that into a more aggressive fund. But definitely, you can buy land, but I'm in Atlanta. We ain't got too many cattle out here in Atlanta. But I would definitely, but what I will do is buy lots. We have a lot of vacant lots out here, and what they're doing is they're leasing the lots to corporations that are building apartment complexes. So they're paying you. I mean, that's residual funds. That's money is making money for yourself without you.
How much can you get? How much can you get a month for a lot?
How much can you get a month for a lot? It depends how big the lot is. Because what these corporations want to do, they want to buy it. They don't want to lease it. But if you don't want to let it go, they gonna.
I'm saying, how much can you lease a lot for? Just on the average, you think?
I mean, whatever it's your lot. You charge whatever you want.
It's yours.
It's your lot.
I'm saying, can I get?
But you got to be reasonable. But you got to be. The thing is, you got to be reasonable too.
Can I get $1,000 a month?
I would tell you like this.
Yeah.
Look, New York real estate has a saying: location, location, location. If you have property that is within a mile off the interstate, trust me, and then you have booming businesses in that area, you set the price. They're always going to try to lowball you, but you have to do your homework and understand the true value.
You ain't gonna get no lot for $100,000 off the interstate like that.
Well,
not in a metro, not where a strip mall is or some shit like that. You
major metropolitan city.
If that was the case, let me tell you something. A lot could be anywhere from an acre to 2 acres. What you can always do is you can always start out. I mean, if you coming in there with 100,000 liquid, how much do you have in your own account? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You coming in because like what Mandrell said, if you broke, that $100,000 coming to get you back in the black from the red. So that $100,000 is already going before you even have enough to even invest. So you have to, if you want to do a hypothetical, you're gonna have to lay down a guideline. So what is your current financial situation? What's your credit score? Will banks take a risk on you by giving you a loan to either add the extra capital, but you don't want to borrow money to make money. You can get a lot.
You don't want to do that.
You got some lots are like $1,000 to $1,500 a foot, depending on where it is.
I thought that was the white person way, though.
Excuse me?
I thought that was the white person way.
What the fuck?
It's the green way. How about that? It's the green way.
I'm saying, I thought white people listen. I thought white people play with other people's money, not their own.
They do. They do.
But they do.
So what Freezy? So this is what I'm saying is yes, she can do this. So what I can do is I have $100,000 if I have good credit and I have a big portfolio and I have a certain thing behind me. I can go out and take a loan. They say, hey, you need to put 10 to 20% down. Instead of me buying one lot, I can buy 5 lots, and all those lots are working for me. Yes, you can leverage up banks' money to be able.
That sounds real good right there. That sounds good.
To make money. It comes down to what you're trying to accomplish. If that makes sense, right?
Let's talk about money, man. I like this money talk.
Right, and that's what that. Yeah, now here's the thing, like, because these. eBay brother's a good point, but here's the thing: like, if you own a parking lot, like that's a license to print money. People don't think of this kind of shit. Like, and you buy some vending machines or some shit and put them on like the edge of the parking lot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, why aren't you thinking this shit? You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't pay to be in the parking lot? Everybody does. And then you got vending machines out there that you bought, and they could be those state-of-the-art joints with all the bells and whistles and the rickety-rackety. You know what I'm saying? The Iron Man shit going.
Imagine having a vending machine in a corporate building.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They got and look, and the vending machines are not as expensive as you think, man. You can get them El Cheapos for like $2,000. Yeah. Some of them $1,500. Them old school stuff, but they're built brand new because they still do build those. You know what I'm saying? There's other shits that got the whole Iron Man thing going. Like it's like a transformer or some shit. That thing's like $6,000. And it's huge. It holds way more inventory than a normal vending machine does. You know what I mean? So, like I said, these things are not expensive. It depends on how much money you want to spend on it. Like, you want the state-of-the-art, latest and greatest nonsense or whatever. Yeah, that's about $5,000. But you want a regular vending machine? Probably like $1,200-$1,300.
I gotta ask you this question because I just gotta understand where you're coming from, Mandrell. Why do you believe crypto is not a good investment?
I was going to ask the same shit, E-Man.
Yeah, that's
Here's the thing.
Beat me to it.
I gotta cash up, and I will answer your question, E-Man. You're not gonna agree with my answer either. But just let you know.
Hold on, y'all. I got cash
So do I.
from the world class. It says, "Don't share with Mandrell." It's for $2. It said, "Don't share with Mandrell."
Mandrell can't get $1.
Thank you. No, I'm gonna get my pinky finger done with that one. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't get shit for $2. Okay. Now I have one from Black Man. I have one for $2 from Black Man Unfiltered. It's baby oil remover for Black David.
Really?
Yeah.
Who really? Said that one?
Black Man Unfiltered.
Really? That's Black Man.
This the same guy. My dog, man.
This the same guy.
Baby oil remover.
Baby oil remover for Black David.
But think about it. This is the same guy calling my phone for African Viagra with no side effects. So don't play yourself.
Hey, listen.
That's a
I gotta holler at my lady. Get on a weight program. She bad already though. She bad, but you know.
That was calisthenics. That's all they need.
Yeah. That's all you need right there. But anyway, E-Man, to answer your question, and you're not gonna like it. Just saying, you're not gonna like my answer, E-Man. I don't believe in crypto.
It's a Ponzi scheme
because it's not backed by anything. It's literally numbers on a screen. So it's not a commodity. Hold on. It's not a commodity. It's nothing. Okay. I can make Bitcoin here at home. I could make an e-coin if I wanted to. That's why I don't trust it. I mean, anyone can make this shit. And then the regulations they got are milquetoast, dude.
Let me ask you a question. What is the US dollar backed by?
Credit.
I'm gonna ask that too.
Shut up.
No.
It's backed by credit. And here's the thing: the U.S. dollar, it is backed by people's faith in the American dollar. It is. That's why it's a world reserve currency, and it will. And look, the U.S. dollar will always remain the world's reserve currency as long as people do not lose faith in it.
Listen.
That's just like Bitcoin, though, right?
Hold on.
Supposed to be backed by gold or silver, but like
Nixon took us off the gold standard.
Yeah, Nixon's back in the day.
Nixon took us off the gold standard in the 60s. So
yeah, Mandrell would have had a point in the 50s, but Nixon said, "You know what? We about to be able to go into." Listen, they said we gonna go huddle in this room and we gonna put out.
I told you you're not gonna like my answer, E-Man. Look, you're not. I know. And I'm not, and I admit, I don't. But look, I admit, I don't move on eCoin out of fear. I don't know what it is yet, and I read up on blockchain. I read up on all this. I'm not convinced.
We're gonna talk, man, Drew.
I'm not convinced, E-Man. That's just me. I'm not convinced of it.
I'm gonna help you out, bro.
Sadly, I'm the same way too. I'm an IT guy, so.
This is why I believe in different coins, but Ethereum particularly. June 18 of this year. Ethereum dropped down to 900. That's almost $1,000. We bought a lot of Ethereum coins, and the type of return that we was able to get with Ethereum, the stock market could not do, not in such a short period of time. So the one thing when you start building systems on networks, so if you start understanding the metaverse, the whole metaverse is going to be built on the Ethereum network. It's not going away. When real companies start building their systems on a network, they're here to stay. And so when we start talking about what's made up, all these dollars are made up. And if we lose faith in any of them, they goes away. So when you really start, yes, you can make a digital currency, but you can't make Bitcoin. You can't make the ones that have been established. So that's the difference in what I'm saying is, if you believe in the dollar, you should believe in Bitcoin.
You know what the crazy thing about it is though? Like there are other altcoins out there that have way more use cases. Bitcoin really ain't got no a use case for it. It's just Bitcoin. It's just the grandfather of crypto.
No,
right?
So the reason Bitcoin is going to be different when we look at 20 to 40 years from now is because they have a limit of coins that they can produce. So this is the stuff that I'm looking at. America, 100 years from now, is going to be able to print as many dollars as they want. Bitcoin, once they hit their cap, it's going to be a rare commodity. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And what we know about things that are rare, the value go up. So that's the difference.
I should have wore my Shiba Army shirt, man.
Oh, that's why I have my my digital wallet.
Yeah,
I got at least 200 on a little card.
That is why this is the truth on why crypto have got a bad name, because meme coins, or what we call crap coins, right?
Don't talk about Shiba. Don't talk about Shiba.
Let me tell you about this garbage ass Shiba. But for real, it's certain coins to have proven themselves, right? They're proven to be here. I don't believe in meme coins. Like if Freezy can talk a little bit about the Shiba or the Elon Musk coin and different things like that.
Talking about Dogecoin.
I don't believe in
Doge.
Talking about Dogecoin,
like Dogecoin, and I don't believe in those. But when we start talking about like Bitcoin, Ethereum, when we start talking about stuff that I believe is going to be around for a long time, I think it is worth investing. Because I can tell you right now, the companies that you're invested in, they're investing. Tesla thought, they thought the coins was real. Amazon thinking these coins are real. Everybody thinks.
Yeah, but here's bruh. I'm not convinced. Where's this going? How is it valuable? Why is it valuable?
You know what you sound like to me? You sound like those people back in the 80s. They said, I am not convinced that the internet is going to be real. I'm not convinced. We you sound like the same people who said,
no, the internet is far more feasible of an invention than eCoin.
Are you telling me that if we go back to the 60s, you telling me that everybody gonna have a computer in their hand? I am not convinced. Y'all are crazy. You telling me that cars is not gonna listen? This is what you sound like. You telling me cars are gonna be able to drive themselves and they're not gonna be gas operated? That is crazy. Guess what? The people who are not convinced get leave behind. And if it's okay.
The biggest
you can. I'm just not convinced of it yet. I know Ethereum and Bitcoin, if you're going to invest in some, it would be one of those two, if not both. So I do keep my ear to the ground. I do pay attention to it. However, as far as putting my money behind it,
in the financial industry about that, and this particular person was like, it reminds them a lot of Enron. The whole Enron, like
that was good.
How people were like just so like amped up and hyped up about it, and then it
a lot of people call it a Ponzi scheme.
But right, but see, the thing is, like, technology wise, it may have some weight in the future, but like I was just advised that don't invest any kind of money that you are really gonna need or depend on in the future. If you're gonna make an investment in it, number one, put you some money in it that you can afford to lose. Like if I lose
the biggest value with crypto is the blockchain technology, right? So you got banks looking into coins like XRP, right? How long does it? If you was to wire?
Oh please, Nathan.
Right now, if you was to wire some money across seas, how long do you think it'd take it to get there? Like from where you at to, let's say, Brazil or something. If you was to Western Union it.
An hour and a half, 2.
An hour and a half?
2.
I say longer than that. I say it might take a few days.
If you wire money right now, If you want to get in Africa, take only 2 hours.
Well, to certain
we're
places
not talking
across
about
seas.
$5. If you was wiring $100,000 to Africa,
Exactly.
how long would it take you to move $100,000?
3 days.
Yeah, I say longer than that.
It'll take you about 3 days, but like $100 grand.
First of all, the government gonna get flagged. They're gonna say, "Why are you moving $100,000?" Right? And then they're gonna say, "Whoever you moving it to, why they not paying taxes on that $100,000?" Because they're gaining money. See, the blockchain, what it did is it took the power away from the banks and gave it back to the consumers. That's why banks don't like the blockchain, because
that's why banks like Bank of America are looking into it now. That's why they're looking into coins like XRP. They're joining up with XRP to get the game. They're trying to learn the game. You know what I'm saying? Because they know this is the future. Blockchain technology ain't going nowhere. It's the future, man.
No, it's not.
And then when you really understand how it works, so when you start moving, so I know in the future they want to tax these type things, right? But what you start to see on these platforms right now is, say if you got $200,000 in Bitcoin, they're willing to give you a loan so you can go pay in cash. Guess what? If you got $100,000 in Bitcoin, they don't need to check your social. They don't need to check your. They ain't got to check your credit. They ain't got to check none of that stuff. Just because you have this currency, you can have access to money, and that have never been happened. It always have been a system for you to be able to have access to loans, and the Bitcoin network completely disrupt that whole system.
Yeah, but the problem, that's a part of the problem, is unregulated, which means like there has to be like a trust between you and whoever you're doing a transaction with, because they can take your money and just run off into the sunset, and like it's nothing you can do about it.
That's not true. So first of all,
what's not true?
Well, first of all, you can go to Western Union and somebody can take your money, and it could be American dollars, right? If you uneducated, somebody gonna take your money. Let's say that first. But what's not true is that the blockchain is tracked. I can go back and see what every dollar went and be able to track it. Like they give you what we call virtual receipts on the blockchain, where you can actually see where the money went, what wallet it went to. Like it's actually tracked. So when people say that the blockchain is for criminals, it's more tracked than the dollar. If I gave Mandrell $100,000 in cash, it was no tracking of that. So
it's like bearer bonds. Think of it that way. Yeah. Like bearer bonds, you could have $10 million in bearer bonds, but the person who owns that $10 million is the person who's holding the bearer bonds. Literally. It's the same thing as cash, you know what I'm saying? But blockchain technology, I do like the blockchain technology. However, when it comes to these coins, I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced of it.
A lot of people are afraid of getting hacked. That's what it is. Just like Shushu said, you can have a lot of people feel like you can have $200,000 out there in Bitcoin, and you wake up tomorrow morning and your account your portfolio say zero, and you trying to figure out where in the hell that shit went, right? But there are ways, just like the real banking system, to protect your currency. You just have to. It's just a learning curve. That's all.
Well, so that's why we have cold wallets. So when you start understanding cold wallets, if you understand how cold wallet is, I can take my stuff completely off the network.
Right.
I can have a flash drive that this is what really makes it different. I can put a flash drive in my pocket and I can walk on a plane with $1 million. Nobody knows in a flash drive. So when you really start understanding what power it gives you, let me give y'all a hypothetical situation. I would never be in this situation, right? So, but I just want to give you a hypothetical situation. So hypothetically, guess what? Me and Mandrell, we at the club, we shoot some people up. I need to get out the country. Guess what? How long is it going to take you to move money from your bank account to overseas? I can go grab my crypto. I can throw it in my pocket. I can hop on a boat in Cuba, and I just left the country with $1 million. They froze all your accounts, and you in trouble.
Yeah, well, they've been using it on the black market for a long time too. So you right.
Yeah. eCoin has been on the black market.
Black market transactions.
Here's the thing. I personally know about. They've been using that since 2006.
Right.
That I know. Like that's the first time I heard, because I first heard of it and saw it at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Then it
And I
came
was
into
like,
existence in 2008. I know. I
no,
heard about it.
not really. It's been before that. Like them Russians are fucking with it.
I say you
It just
say you heard about
became
it in
mainstream in
2006.
2008. Yeah, it's
That's what I'm
mainstream in
saying. It made
2008.
known
Yeah,
in 2008.
yeah. It's just
The
like
thing
I
is,
saw it,
I
and
ask a
saw
lot
it
of
and heard
people
of it at
who
the same
build
time.
mine.
So
I people who
Mandrell
do
and
Bitcoin
Shusha, I
mining. How
appreciate
much
y'all
they make
guys
also? They
actually.
can't tell me anything.
Hey, I appreciate y'all guys letting me come over here and rock it out. This was an
E-Man,
excellent conversation.
I'm ask you another question. If you got your money on a centralized account, like let's just say like crypto.com or Coinbase or something like that, if your shit get hacked, they will insure that shit, right? They will.
Yeah, yes, and you can get interest too. That's what people don't know is that it's called staking. So like I can stake it and get a percentage back.
Staking, mining, farming.
Yeah, but I gotta go. I have a meeting that's starting right now. But we'll have this conversation again.
All right,
Have a good night,
E-Man.
Good shit, E-Man. Appreciate it.
All right, E-Man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me up.
Actually,
Oh, no problem, Drake.
We about to go to final thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my boy, we ain't signing. Shows up in the 11th hour again.
Man, look, man. I'm sorry, man. I just caught this. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. But you know I like talking about money, so I'll just.
Hey, we ain't signing. Wednesday nights we're gonna start doing a lot more of it. It's not gonna be every week, but financial literacy. I mean, we're gonna start talking about things like compound interest, interest-bearing accounts, things like that. I'm gonna start talking more about that and how to obtain these things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just saying this is what it is and this is why it's good. But people are, how the fuck do I even get involved in that? So I'm going to start talking about stuff like that.
Talk about black people getting their credit right too.
Pay your bills.
And even that, but you have to understand is be careful about paying off accounts. I paid my house off and my credit took a 30-point drop.
Why?
But it jumped up 75% after it hit. So you got to take care of your credit, but you have to understand how credit runs. It's not always for benefit. The science with credit is you have to incur a debt.
Yeah,
and pay on that debt in order for your credit to move. You have a lot of people that's running around saying, "Yeah, I got an 800 credit score." Like, yeah, but how much credit do you have actually? And how active are they? Because as soon as you pay off one account or as soon as you later one payment, you want to take a fucking dramatic spike. So it's a mathematical game. The algorithm is not set for us to succeed. So you have to be able to manage your finances and live within your means. Is whether you want them Jordans or you want them Air Force Ones. They both Nike.
Neither.
But, you know what I'm saying? It's just where's your priorities? Where's your investment? Anything that you purchase, what's the resale value on it?
Right.
Is it something that's going to cure or appreciate in value? So you have to understand, like, you have to do things with a purpose. Freezy get on me because I say drink with a purpose. Everything you have to do have to mean something. You buy a car because it's fuel efficient, especially if you know you're going to be driving a lot and you got a lot of highway miles. Why are you going to buy an Audi? You know what I'm saying? Just because it's an Audi, but yet you have to drive back and forth 300 miles to visit your kid at school. That's not practical.
Right.
Why do you need 4 cars when you only drive one? I mean,
it's balling, Dre. You know what I'm saying?
Balling, that's ignorant.
It's flossing. You know what I mean?
Unless it's a classic vehicle that, regardless of what millennium we're in, that shit will still accrue some value. It is a waste of money.
But that raises another question, Dre. Do black women really need these? Do they really need these BBLs?
No, they don't. No, we ain't signing. No, they don't. No, we ain't signing. Because we're about to close the show out. I really want to hear what you got to say about money.
That's a final thought.
About money. Yeah. 401.
Do you really need that ass?
Crazy. You can't ask that question about women with BBLs when you got dudes that put $8,000 on their wheels.
They need it. Some girls need it. Let it be. They need
it. Yeah, we ain't signing.
You got your check engine light on. You got $8,000 on your wheels and a radio system. Come on, let's keep it 100.
No, because you got to understand, beauty for women is currency, right? So if that's going to make her more beautiful,
but
to give her more advantage, then she needs it, right? Women's beauty is a currency.
If you, that's like,
don't stop lying.
Look, that's like you giving somebody a $5 poker chip and saying,
"No, man, bro, men and women are different. We operate different in this world, right?
Right.
If you're a beautiful woman, you're going to get more opportunity just off the strength that you're beautiful and someone finds you attractive. They're going to give you opportunities. Men have to earn.
All
So a
these
woman
hood
investing,
boogers ain't making money off their BBL.
but
yet.
my
I agree.
point is, a woman investing in her beauty is investing in her future.
I know a whole bunch of folks out there that got BBLs, driving Mercedes, but living in projects. So come on.
Well, then that's her mindset, because you
It's
can't
not
have
her
a
New York
mindset,
City
trying to be
project.
broke.
but we're talking
But
about
anyway,
financial. But we're talking about financial literacy. So if you're financially
right.
illiterate, then you have no mindset. This is what you think it is.
So anyway,
Draco, I
I
got
just
something better than you. Not the Mercedes Benz. They had some kind of Hummer-like vehicle with $5,000 worth of rim each, and live in a project. Make that make sense.
Right.
If you ain't
Hold
joining the
on, one minute. And the tires are bald.
Mm-hmm.
if you ain't
All right,
joining
well,
the escort,
let me just say
if
this
you
really
ain't
quickly,
joining
because I
the
know we're
escort
wrapping up.
service, it
Hold
don't
on
make
one
sense to
second.
get a
Let me
BBL.
say this, because I know we're wrapping up. So when we talk about financial literacy and preparing for the future, because most of us are our late 30s, mid 30s to our early 40s. Right now, you got to be looking at. Now
Your
we got to
math
be
is
looking
wrong.
at. I'm sorry.
Your math is wrong. You didn't carry the one.
No, I said most of us.
I'll be 50 next year.
But you're not most of us.
Some of us.
Okay, but I'm talking about most of us.
I'm just fucking with you, dog.
So anyway, so we need to be looking at. So a couple of things you need to be looking at. You got to look at retirement. What's
Mandrell, you
retirement
got to
going to
stop
look
doing
like?
covert
And you're
missions
going to
and
look
stuff.
at. You need to look at inflation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of things you need to hedge your bet on. So 401k is good. Cryptocurrency is good, but they're not like the best ways to hedge against inflation. The best way to hedge against inflation is about having cash flow. $1 today is always going to be better than $1 tomorrow. So you have to mix up your financial assets so where you get enough cash flow coming in today, and then also you have enough for savings. And so, for example, making sure that you have enough gold and silver to offset inflation, because those two ways are the best way to offset inflation.
That's better than crypto?
Golden. Well, see, the thing about crypto is on a 4-year cycle, right? If you map it out, crypto always drops on the 4th year or the 4.5 year, then it goes back up. So it just depends on timing, right? So right now, crypto is down because it's in its 4th year, but inflation is always here. So if crypto hits on a bad time like today, then crypto is bad. But if crypto dips in a boom, then crypto is good. So it just depends on the time that crypto dips. Is it preferential for you?
How long do you think we're going to be in this recession?
Another 3 years minimum.
I think this is the transfer of economic power from the west to the east. I don't think we're ever going to fully recover out of it. Right? I just think that economic transfer, like Western countries, Bangladesh, Vietnam, India,
hold on. You
China.
saying we fucked?
No. I'm not
Freezy.
saying
No,
that.
hold on. Freezy. I'm telling you we're fucked. This is going to go on for a minimum of another 3 years.
I think it's going to be 10.
Is it going to get worse?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Freezy. Yes. Freezy. Do you not see what's going on? Do you not see the reports I've been reporting on? And all I did was tell you what the chairman of the Federal Reserve said. He said, expect this to happen for another 2 years, meaning the changes that they're making, that's going to last another 2 years. The effects are going to come for years long after that. So we ain't signing. When he says 10 years, we ain't signing since 10 years. He's actually quite astute. This is here for a long, long time, bro.
Because what he's talking about, with the Fed's talking about, he's talking about interest rates and trying to manage inflation. What I'm talking about, the jobs that are people are losing today are never coming back.
No, they're not.
People losing those homes, they're not getting them back. The value of the U.S. dollar, right, dropping is never going to increase. It's never going to get its purchasing power back that it has today. And you have the emergence of other economies coming up. Right, food shortage, stuff like that. It's. I'm not saying it's going to be economic collapse. I don't believe that, but I think how things are now is going to be this way for a very long time.
What's the difference between this recession and what happened in 2000?
Freezy, I'm sorry, we got to wrap up the show.
Yeah,
hang on. Ask him behind the scenes. You gonna stay with Simon?
I'm just gonna say this. So everybody has to understand cash flow, because cash flow, gold and silver, put 30%. Well, I put 30% of my savings in gold and silver that I will never ever touch. Everything else is in cash flow. I put my money in things that's going to give me money today, because money today is going to help you offset the inflation that is happening right now. And I'll pass the mic on that.
So he buying a bunch of rapper chains.
No, he's not. Anyway, if you can't stay back, Freezy, you guys should question. Just hang on, Freezy, while we close the show out.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you, Mandrell.
Okay, Black David, are we gonna final thoughts, Shamaria? Or are we done with that? Okay, gotcha. Okay, anyway, Black David, final thoughts.
I'll make it short. This is a very interesting topic to get into. It had to be a part 2 or part 3 to this. I would like to know more and hear more about it, because like I'm just like Mandrell. I don't trust in e-coin whatsoever. I'm an IT guy, and I act a lot of guys who build Bitcoin money, how much money they make out of it, and not one person can tell me what they made off it. But they bought a whole bunch of video card, etc., running the electrical bill, and they didn't make no profit, and they're tearing that apart now for almost cheap. So this is why I'm asking these questions. Where did the money come from? Where did it go? So just like Mandrell, I'm in question. If people bought out a huge supply of video card to do Bitcoin mining, what profit did they make off that? I haven't heard not one word for 3 to 4 years lately. So I'm wondering if they're making a profit or they're losing money. Which one is it?
They're making a profit. Now, a no captivity with Freezy. What's going on, man? Give us your final thought.
Listen. I think this is a great conversation. Now I am going to ask a question about recession, this recession in the back, but I think everybody, one thing that this conversation has proved, that everybody attacks finances from different angles. It's not one way to look at it, man. You know, and this is very interesting because it proves what I said the other day, that financial literacy is more psychological than it is physical. So I just wanted to end on that.
Nice. Thank you, Freezy. We appreciate that.
Now, fucking cop.
Oh, Lord.
Thanks for coming, officer. And,
thank you for coming up.
Thank you for that generous thank you for the generous contribution to Mandrell and Shushu. I'll make sure Shushu gets the money. Dre, my boy. Too bad your partner in crime couldn't make it. Nate. Yeah, he's over there playing with himself. But anyway, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, officer, to come and grace us with your presence and offer us your counsel. Final thoughts, please, sir.
You know, you're putting out a lot of information out there, but it still comes from your personal finances. Sit down, bring all your bills together, find out what your finances are, what is going out and what is coming in. If you're spending more than you bring it in, then you need to stop. You can't even look at investing anything if you can't even pay your monthly bills.
Right.
If you're not in the room, turn your light. I mean, it's literally just turn off the lights, making sure your home is insulated. If you live in a home, you don't have any cracks, so you're not, sending all your heat, all your air out into the world, and your bill is going up, not understanding why. Fix stuff yourself. You learn how to, I saved in 2 years, I saved $28,000. And that's all because of understanding what I was bringing in, cutting down some non-essentials, and setting a goal for yourself. If you take $100 out of your paycheck each week and put it into a savings where you won't touch and not worry about touching. There's an app called Digit. Digit will help you save money. You can set goals. You can do it for trips. You could do it it has a rainy day fund. You could just, it helps you save if you're not, abreast on how to learn how to save money, and you have access to it. So you just have to understand what you have and what you're trying to do, and think about it. You're not going to be young forever. You're going to start thinking for your future. And just because you get a raise doesn't mean you start spending more. That means you start saving more. And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dre.
Thank you, Dre. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, man. Later.
Bring your ass to Atlanta. Get out the gump. Come to the ATL. Come back.
I come to Atlanta all the time.
Because you don't call nobody when you get here.
I ain't got your phone number.
We'll take care of that.
Okay, cool. No problem. Later. We ain't signing.
All right. Yeah. So I'll leave you with 3 jewels. Number 1. Okay. First of all, there. First of all, depending on the type of financial situation, you're going to do a couple financial things. So, number one, because of the situation we're in right now, do not pay your debt. Do not fix your credit. The money that you're using to pay debt, you want to put it in things that's going to prepare you for the future. So, the money you're going to pay off those loans, put that money in gold and silver. The money that you're going to use to pay off that credit card debt, go put it in stocks that's going to pay dividends. The money that you owe, whatever, go your student loans, don't pay that. Go put it in real estate where you can rent rental properties, right? Right now, you need to make sure that you have some sort of cash flow coming in that is not coming from your job. That is much more important than saving money. That is much more important than paying debt. You only pay debt. You only pay debt in times of booms. When you're in recession, you do not pay debt. You extend it, whatever, right? Every financial person knows this. In times of financial crisis, I don't want to use that word, but in times of financial lack, you do not pay debt. Do not pay your debt. That is actually the worst thing you can do right now. And I'll pass the mic on that.
Yeah, I think it's because everything's cheap now during times like this, right? We ain't signing.
Well, the thing about it is just that when you're spending on, because the economy is going to change. The way we grew up working and having full-time jobs and stuff like that, those things are going away. So while you're trying to pay off debt and things like that, you're missing opportunities to get cash flow coming in, because this whole gig economy, things like that, these things are going to be permanent. Side hustles are going to be permanent. So instead of using the money you're going to pay debt, buy a car wash, buy things that have passive income, buy a vending machine. You put it there, you stock it, whatever, done, right? But the thing about it is you're going to need cash flow, because the one thing we learned from 2008 is that after it was over, the people who suffered never recovered. People who graduated at 2008, they're still paying student loan debts off, and they've never gotten decent, stable jobs, right? Those are the things that we learned. And so by focusing on paying off debt instead of using that money for cash flow, it's going to be a fatal mistake, because if you're 20 and you did that, now you're 30, 35, cool. But now if you're 40, 35, 40, now you're 60, coming out of your financial prime, right? Because we earn money all the way up to about 65. Now you're 65, focusing on paying off all that debt instead of focusing on cash flow coming in, you're done for. And I'll pass the mic on that.
All right, no problem. Thank you, Wayne Simon. Hold back for us. Freezy got a couple of more questions for you in the back. Thank you for coming again. You're always welcome. Again,
right?
You got a key to the kingdom, man. Right. Anytime you want to come up, anytime.
Yeah, once the lockdown was over, we had to work, so I haven't been home as much.
Gotcha.
But today's the holiday, but I woke up late. But I love y'all show.
No problem. Thank you.
Show, I apologize. You know, the lovable feminist.
The lovable feminist.
I appreciate that. We ain't signing.
All right, we ain't signing. Thank you for coming. All right. That turned out better than I hoped.
Man, you talking about it's gonna be a shit show.
It was supposed to be, because y'all.
No, you know what it was? It be your own people, y'all. Your own people. Listen, this whole show topic was his idea. He was like, listen, this is what we're gonna talk about. I was like, all right, cool. And then I said, you know what? I got some video clips, we can kind of add in it.
When did you tell me about the video clip?
Reading.
When did you tell me about the video clip?
Glasses on. Don't worry about when I told you. I told you.
Right. Don't worry about it. Right.
Don't worry about when I told you this.
Exactly. Don't worry about that part.
Well, he gonna tell me, right? He gonna be like talking about, oh, this gonna be a shit show. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, hold on. It ain't gotta be like that. You do what you do. I do what I do. And it's gonna work. You know what I mean? And so he gonna be like, and he gonna come up here talking about, oh, listen, y'all, this show gonna be a shit show. See, you see that? You see that?
Listen,
you be your own people. You know what I mean?
Y'all made about 8 different changes an hour before we went on.
But they all worked though, didn't it? They all came together.
No, they didn't.
How about that?
An hour before we go live. Hey, I want to change this. Okay, cool. We hang up. You call back. I want to change this too. Wait. Again? Yeah. Hang up.
No,
Call back.
I said, listen.
Oh, also, we're gonna do this.
Sent the clips to you so you can see them.
And then Black Man called me with 8,000 things on his mind. I'm like, bro,
you know what?
This is information that would have been useful yesterday. You know that, right?
But it ain't yesterday, it's today. Okay, ain't no time like the present. Okay,
ain't no time to make them kind of changes neither. Anyway, right. I thought this was a damn good show.
It was.
It was a good ass show. Wasn't it?
It was. My final thoughts are: everybody, get your finances in order. Make sure you know where you stand financially. Look at where you want to go and what kind of lifestyle you're trying to live when you get to retirement age. And, you know, we don't know how long we're going to live, you know, once we are retired, but, you know, do plan on, you know, living another 20, 30, 40 years, you know, however long the Lord bless you, make sure you're ready and prepared for it. So, but do take a deep look into like whatever your savings is and you know, get to work on trying to get there and make it happen.
We are not financial advisors. We're not financial experts. We're not offering financial advice. Okay. Right. But to me, a Roth account just makes way more sense. Do what you will, though. I'm not offering you financial advice. But a Roth account, in my opinion, of course, makes way more sense. Okay. Again, I'm not offering financial advice.
Thank y'all so much.
I'm not offering financial advice. I'm not a financial expert. And the S&P 500. If you're gonna get in the stock market, S&P 500.
Not agree with that, yeah.
Not NASDAQ.
That's a suggestion.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion. I'm not a financial advisor. Not offering you financial advice. But S&P 500 is.
Thank y'all. Y'all join us again next week.
That's what I would do if I had money in the market. And I'm not saying I do or don't, but if I had money in the market.
Good night, y'all.
Night.